Hello, everybody, and welcome to Third Thursday Theater. Third Thursday Theater presents the Amulet of Zoltan. Huh? No, the Amulet of Zoltan by Daniel Boatright. This is starring Elizabeth Heath, Daniel Boatright, Tom Watson, Linda Boatright, and yours truly as announcer and occasional musician. And here's Connie. Who's producing it? Okay, so The Amulet of Zoltan by Daniel Boatright, a reader's theater in some number of acts. The characters are Connie Friesen, Tim Friesen, Professor Covington Sink Plunger, and Paige Turner. Act 1, Scene 1. As the play opens, Connie is opening a letter that has just come in the mail.
Hey, Tim, what are you doing?
Slaving away in the kitchen, as is my fate in life.
Well, take a break and come in here. Listen to this.
What is that?
It's a letter. It just came in the mail.
Hey, an envelope is addressed to me.
So, you know the rules. What's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. So, who's it from?
A Professor Covington Sink Plunger?
I know.
You do?
I do. He was the head of the archaeology department at the Crandon International Center for Ancient Cultural Investigations and Off-Track Racing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But I thought he left the country a few years ago, went off on some sort of an expedition to some wooden spoon country looking for old stuff that was buried.
You mean like archaeological treasures?
Whatever. Anyway, I thought he was long gone.
Well, apparently he wants to come back. Hey, listen to this. Dear Tim, I don't know whether you will remember me, but my assistant and I used to visit the Big Easel for dinner routinely. You asked my assistant, Paige, to accompany me on her tuba as I played the uke and guitar. Anyway, I would very much appreciate you allowing me to come for an extended visit and stay at the Big Easel for a few weeks while I complete my work related to an incredibly exciting and extraordinarily valuable discovery I have made in the ancient city of Pithy. If so, let me do that again. If we can come to some arrangement, I will happily pay you for the chance to stay there in total seclusion while I complete my work. Please let me know whether this may be possible at your earliest convenience. Sincerely, Covington Sink Plunger. So, what do you think?
Well, beats me, but we could certainly use the cash since we're still paying off that food truck fiasco you got me into.
Oh, piffle. That turned out to be the best $100,000 we've spent in a long time.
Well, considering there was no jail time, I guess you're right. Anyway, I think we should at least let him come and maybe he'll share some of the extraordinarily valuable bits with us. Did he include his contact information?
He did. I'll give him a call.
I cannot thank you enough for letting me stay.
Oh, it's our pleasure, Professor. But if I may, why did you want to stay here?
Well, I need total quiet and seclusion to finish my work. And I don't want anyone to know that I am here. When my assistant and I used to come here, I always was struck by what a great place this would be to work and hang out.
You mean sort of like the witness protection program?
Not quite, but I want to emphasize that absolutely no one should learn of my presence here. No one. Is that clear?
Oh, Crystal. But why?
Well, there are forces afoot that would steal my work and take the credit.
And the cash?
Oh, money is of no interest to me, absolutely of no concern in terms of the greater value to science and history.
Wow. Pretty weird. Can you at least give us some idea what it is you're working on? I mean, since we're sharing a bathroom, we're all sort of pals here. So what you ran across out there in the desert?
Well, it's the most important find of this or any other century.
No shit? So, like, what is it? Keys to the treasure vault of Nebuchadnezzar? Map of the Atlantis subway system?
No, my dear, I have in my possession the keys to unlock the Amulet of Zoltan.
No, really? Seriously? You have the keys to unlock the Amulet of Zoltan in hand?
I do.
That's amazing. I only have one question.
What?
What is the Amulet of Zoltan? Do you know what the Amulet of Zoltan is? What is it? Professor Covington, are you there?
Are you kidding? You don't know what the Amulet of Zoltan is?
Oh, sorry, no. Haven't a clue. Never heard of it. No idea, nada. Nope, no clue.
Well, the Amulet of Zoltan was mentioned in several ancient texts, primarily by merchants and soldiers traveling to the ancient city of Pithi in ancient times, way back, really BCE time frame.
So, and what did all these ancient textures say about the Amulet of Zoltan?
Well, they all agreed in various ancient languages that the Amulet of Zoltan was the greatest treasure to be found in the city and the province of Pithi. It was admired and cherished by so many that the king of Pithi, King Vacant I, made his personal guard available to guard the kiosk of the morning where the amulet was found. People would come to the kiosk of the morning every day to admire the Amulet of Zoltan. Children especially loved the amulet, and the golden core made mothers weep with joy at the happiness of their children. They would bring them every day to be in the presence of the Amulet of Zoltan.
Geez, Marie, sounds like it must have been quite a deal for people to line up every day. Sort of sounds like the Tomb of Lenin or the Top of the World ride at Disney World. Or that really great chocolate that you can only get at Christmas time at Aldi's. What do you think it's worth? Can I see it?
Well, in terms of worth, it's probably more than you can imagine.
Oh, I don't know. I can imagine a lot.
I would guess in the tens of millions.
So can I see it?
Well, I don't actually have it yet.
I thought you said you did.
No, I said I have the keys to unlock it.
But to unlock it, you have to have it, right?
Well, of course, but with the tablets that I have in hand, I can answer the mystery of where the amulet is to be found and how to unravel the age-old mystery of exactly what it was.
Well, I thought you knew that too. I mean, you've been gibbering on about it. What's the mystery?
Well, it is described and praised, but it is not exactly made plain in any of the tablets or the writings of the ancients exactly what it is. From what I have gleaned, and if my calculations are correct, it is essentially round, about 3 or 4 inches in diameter, yellow gold with red and green insets. Those are probably rubies and emeralds, according to Professor Glockenspiel of Vienna, written in his 1878 treatise. It supposedly is associated with a blanket, a covering, a sheath. This is unclear, but the work on the 14th scroll of Ben David by Dr. Carlsbad in the 1910-1912 period provides convincing evidence that the Pythiites had established a trade route with the Orient, and that one of the Asian warlords of the era had provided an offering in the form of a blanket or a robe for the amulet. Perhaps the covering was of silk. It's not clear.
Well, all that's really interesting, but what do you have that'll make a difference? What do you have in your possession?
I have the clay tablets of Zoltan.
Oh, well, who exactly was Zoltan?
Well, the Amulet of Zoltan, it belonged to or was created by or honored or was in worship of or had something to do with Zoltan.
No kidding. They made you a professor? Look, I get it that the Amulet of Zoltan was connected to Zoltan. I just want to know who Zoltan was.
Well, we're not sure. But now that I have the tablets of Zoltan, all I have to do is translate them.
And you're getting right along with the little piece of the puzzle, right?
Not exactly.
What? Why not? Why are you wasting time talking to me? Get upstairs and get busy.
Well, it isn't that easy.
And why not?
Well, I'm missing my notebooks and journals with all of my work related to translating Pythi into Greek, and from Greek into Ptolemaic Egyptian, and from Egyptian into Latin, and Latin into English.
I'm sorry. Why couldn't you just translate it directly from Pythi into English?
Because I am a tenured professor, and I can get 12 to 15 publications out of taking as much time as possible and doing as much meaningless labor as I can conceive of to eventually reach the answer that could have been achieved in a few weeks if I just got down to brass tacks.
Well, that sounds stupid.
Welcome to academia.
Are you sure that's the reason?
Well, there is also the slight problem that all of my journals and notebooks were stolen by my assistant.
Ah, comes the dawn.
Yes, my assistant became convinced that I was on the wrong track with my effort to translate the tablets and decided that she would strike out on her own to beat me to the resting place of the amulet by getting the translation done sooner.
Well, how is she going to do that?
Go straight from Pythi to English.
Yes, she isn't an academic.
No, not hardly. She writes cheesy, sleazy romance novels and does ancient tablet translations on the side.
Well, what are you going to do? How can you get the answers you need?
Well, I had considered offering her a huge amount of money to give me back my notes, but then decided there might be a better way.
That being?
Find a secluded place to work on the tablets, like here, and then lure her here with all of my stuff, kill her and take my notes back and hide the body.
We just agreed to let you crash here. I'll have to refigure your rate if I need to run a body through the chipper shredder or dig a hole in the tundra out back.
Well, I'll make it worth your while.
Why don't we just try to get her here and get your stuff back and resort to plan B if only absolutely necessary?
Oh, all right. But I'm really pissed at her, and I really like my plan.
Well, hello there. You must be Miss Turner. Welcome and congratulations.
Yes. Yes, I'm Paige Turner. Paige Turner. I was surprised to get your email.
Were you? Well, we're so glad you decided to come.
I have really honestly missed coming here.
Oh, you've been here before?
Absolutely, with my former employer, Professor Sink Plunger, the famous archaeologist. Do you remember him? I always came with him.
Yes, of course. Now I remember. Funny you should mention Professor Singh Plunger.
Why is that?
Because I'm the reason you're here.
You!
Yes, me. Where are my notes? Where are my journals?
But I don't have them.
Lies. You would never go anywhere without them. You know the vast value of the Amulet of Zoltan. You have them. Where are my notes? Where are my journals?
Okay. Fine. They're hidden.
Where?
In my car. I'll go get them right now.
Give me your keys.
Rats!
Now go get my materials and let's chat. Paige, I am a reasonable person.
How reasonable.
Well, I'm willing to overlook the theft of my journals and notebooks if you are willing to stay here and help me translate the tablets that I have in my possession.
You found the tablets of Gartho?
I did. I have them. We can find the Amulet of Zoltan at last, and we can become famous, famous beyond measure, famous beyond mere notoriety. We'll be famous like...
And better than that, we'll be filthy rich.
By the way, Tim and I have found it necessary to raise your room rates.
How much?
How much?
$100,000 a day.
How about we cut you in for 5% of the profits?
Nah, how about 10%?
Well, how about 15%?
Done.
Paige, why so generous?
Better to keep them quiet about our work.
Oh, I like the way you think.
End Act 1. Act 2.
Have you finished the last fragment of the tablet?
Yes, I think so. But it doesn't make any sense.
How so?
Read this.
Okay, let's see. From the fire of Zoltan came the amulet, and those who stood before the table were in awe. Zoltan brought forth the amulet, and the bald one took the amulet and placed it before him. Placing it before him, the bald one did swoon, and those behind cried out in fear and anguish. And the bald one did laugh and made sport of those who cried out. Zoltan came forth and brought the calm and peace to the crowd and those who cried. He told them that the amulets would come again on the morrow, and they did leave and come again in the morning.
Like I said, see what I mean?
Well, I'm not sure. What am I missing?
Besides my mute button, it's plural. He told them the amulets would come again on the morrow.
Well, maybe you mistranslated the phrase.
Oh, not a chance.
Maybe there's a case issue or some grammatical issue that we don't know about.
That isn't it. The structure is clear and the wording precise in the tablet.
Well, I'll do a separate translation and see what I get. By the way, have you noticed how Connie seems to really have a knack for translating ancient pithy?
Yeah, I think it's because she's married to a Canadian.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, we should see if she's gotten anything else translated. She was moving right along with those tablets you gave her yesterday. So, Professor Friesen, have you finished the tablet fragments?
Yes, but this is really weird. I think maybe I'm missing something.
Well, let me see your work. It says here, and the bringer of the fowl stopped before the table of Zoltan and called unto him. The bringer of the fowl did beg for the amulet, but Zoltan in his wisdom did turn away the bringer of the fowl, but did welcome the merchant of the oil. Zoltan spoke of the oil as the oil of life, and the amulet was of the oil and of the fowl. Okay, I'll have to admit, that's weird. Let me take the fragments and I'll work on them myself.
Well, give me something else to work on. I think I'm really getting the hang of this translation business. And I want a second or third author position on your next paper after all I'm doing.
Well, we'll see. In the meantime, see what you can get from this scrap of tile. It has completely eluded us so far.
Are you sure about this, dear?
And how much have you had to drink?
A lot.
Sorry, absolutely. I'm absolutely sure.
You're absolutely certain about your translation?
Have you ever known me to make a mistake about anything?
How about when you decided to do medical research on your universal cure?
Other than that,
How about when you stole the county ambulance and turned it into a food truck?
okay, well, maybe that could be seen as a mistake.
How about the time you just decided to start a petting zoo?
Fine, okay. But at least we had some exotic cuisine for a few weeks.
And what about the town mural project?
Well, some of the people we painted on the side of the bowling alley still talk to us.
How about the time you were going to bring the pearls back from Canada?
Okay, give it a rest. I'm sure about this translation.
I got your page. But if you are, then this changes everything and puts us in a position to cash in like no one else could possibly.
Oh, that's my thinking, but how do we play this with Sink Plunger and Turner?
Let me think about it.
No, let me think about it. You're in no condition to think about anything.
What do you?
I'll tell you my plan when I have it sorted out completely.
Whoa,
No,
what are you
No.
going to do?
never mind. You'll see.
Okay.
You're kidding me.
No, look at my notes.
This changes everything.
I know. but I think we can make it work to our advantage. Look, I have notes on my plan.
Okay, Tim, we're so excited. Cut out the piano, Tim. We have it all figured out. Okay.
Oh, come on. I got so few lines. I just have to capitalize on my limited musical practice.
Connie, I agree with your translation, and I am fully on board with your plan. I will do my part just like you told me to, and we split the proceeds 50-50, okay?
Agreed. Great. Now, how do we break the news to Sink Plunger?
I think we let him make a discovery of his own.
I have an idea. So, Professor, have you had a chance to look over my notes on that last translation you asked me to do?
No, not yet. I've been busy. I've been finishing an article for the Archaeological Digest on the mystical powers of Zoltan.
Well, I think you should know that we've broken the code on the Amulet of Zoltan, except one minor point.
Really? Well, I find that hard to believe.
What do you think, Paige? Do you find it hard to believe?
No, it's not hard to believe because we've solved it. It was the last tablet that Connie was working on. We think it had all the missing pieces of the puzzle. And once I put my hat on, we were sure of it. We are sure we know the answer to the mystery of the Amulet of Zoltan.
And what is it exactly that you've learned?
We're just kind of stuck on one little bitty point. If you can assist us with this one little bitty area of the tablet, all will be revealed at last, and you will know where to find the Amulet of Zoltan.
Well, let me see it. Oh, but this would mean this can't be. Surely you've misinterpreted something.
Nope, that's the deal.
But the work of Glockenspiel and so many others, this can't be right.
Oh, sorry, that academia stuff. I'm afraid so. It's exactly right. It took a set of fresh eyes to see the truth.
Oh, my life's work is down the drain. It's gone, worthless.
You really feel that way?
Totally.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Then I'm just assuming you're going to relinquish your rights to any of the proceeds for what we might actually bring by way of selling this translated material.
Huh. What can you do with this?
That's for us to figure out if you agree.
Oh, fine. Knock yourselves out. I'm crushed. I'm done with the Amulet of Zoltan. What a bitter pill this is to swallow.
Well, I wouldn't exactly call it a pill. How's the book coming?
Great, I'm almost done. I had no idea I could write a cookbook.
Well, when Amulet turned out actually to be omelet, it seemed to be the only thing to do.
I guess Zoltan must have been quite a guy. I mean, when you read it all, it's as if he meant it to read. It was all basically hyping his omelet shop in Philly. Oh, I mean pithy.
Yea, from the fire of Zoltan came the omelet, and they who stood before the table were awe. Zoltan brought forth the omelet, and the bald one stood to take the omelet, and did place it before him. Placing it before him, the bald one did swoon, and those behind cried out in fear and anguish, ah! And the bald one did laugh, and made sport of those who cried out. Geezer Weezer, seems old Baldy got the last of the morning's run of omelets, and those standing in line were just really mad. Oh, it's me again. Zoltan came forth and brought calm and peace to those who cried. He told them the amulets would come again on the morrow, and they did leave to come again with the morning. Okay. So Zoltan came out and told them to calm down. He'd have more in the morning. And they left and probably showed up earlier the next day.
And that clears up the passage about the bringer of the fowl stopping before the table of Zoltan. The chicken farmer that supplied the eggs showed up and wanted an omelet, but Zoltan blew him off and sold one to the oil merchant.
And the omelet, being of the oil, and the fowl basically meant that he depended on olive oil and eggs to make his famous omelets. The omelet was of the oil and of the fowl.
Yep. Old Zoltan was a smart cookie and had a great little business. I wondered what he would think of us turning his 3,000-year-old omelet business into a 21st century cookbook.
I think he would have liked the idea. And I think I figured out the gold and red and green bits as well as the cover or sheath.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The gold is just the eggs. The red and green were probably bits of peppers. And if you really dig into the clay, as it were, I think the cover or sheath is probably just a sauce.
Just a sauce. Really, just a sauce?
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, probably a nice mushroom topping. The Oriental use of mushrooms goes back at least that far.
Well, there you go again. I see a whole new chapter on the sauce of Zoltan.
Can't wait.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out to the Third Thursday Theater production of The Amulet of Zoltan. We're looking forward to seeing you next month, perhaps in person here at the Big Easel for Third Thursday Theater in May.
Yay.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Bye-bye. See you soon.